Okay. Okay, what's going on, guys? Today I am teaching Justin and Tim here how to tie our custom horn knot. So this is a finished, fully committed. This is a 28, 30, or 35-foot poly ranch rope with a horn knot in it. And I got to teach these guys how to tie these horn knots so I don't have to tie every stinking one of them. So we're going to get started here. They're going to use a piece of scrap rope to start with. So Tim, you have a 4-strand, Justin, you have a 3-strand, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna measure off 12 inches down the rope, and then we are going to tape right there. And I'm gonna I'll use a 4-strand as well so it's easy to see, Tim, and then Justin, just know you're gonna have one less step than us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so somebody already taped it for me, 12 inches down, around about. Nah, it was a little long. Waylon, you got it going your way over there, buddy? All right, so first things you're gonna do is you're gonna tape down the rope to 12 inches. This is a little more than you're gonna need, but you do not wanna shortchange yourself right here. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull off 3 little pieces of tape, and these will go around. Yeah, here you go. You tape it. Yep. This is gonna go around each individual strand, and what it does is it keeps it from untwisting as you're tying the knot. So we're gonna lop this off here. It's not a hard knot, but it's harder than our other knots. It's totally achievable. You can make them really pretty. So once again, what we're gonna do right here, fellas, is you want to twist the rope into itself, making it tighter, right? And then you wanna tape that, but the way you tape it is you wanna tape it to where it kinda comes off the end of the rope and ends up looking like, kinda like a needle. Like that, right? You wanna have something to grab because this strand of rope is gonna have to run through itself several times. This knot altogether, if I'm tying one fast, like if I'm trying to get done, it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to start to finish a rope with a horn knot. So just keep that in mind. This is gonna be a little longer instructional video, but there's quite a few steps to this thing. Okay, right, so now we have all 4 strands. Justin would have 3 strands. If you have a wax cotton, you would have 5 strands, but we're gonna have all of them taped. Waylon, you got yours taped? Good. We're gonna have all of them taped, and then we're just gonna untwist the rope all the way down to our 12-inch tape to where it's wide open spaces, right? If your rope has a core, which if you buy one from 310, that's a 4-strand or a 5-strand, it is definitely going to have a core. The polys are gonna have this lead core. So this is like little cotton twine with lead, kind of soaked in lead to give the rope weight. You just need to get rid of that core. Same with a cotton, except for it's gonna be a nylon core. You just cut it off down there at your 12-inch mark and throw it in the trash. You won't need it for this. Justin, yours won't have one.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a 3-strand, you won't have a core. Tim, how are we looking? Okay. So then what I want you to do is kind of lay it out like a flower like that. Kind of twist the strand into itself, right? And then kind of fold it down to where it's manipulatable. We're gonna let Tim catch up. Do we have any questions on there? Not yet? Okay. We're gonna let Tim get his untwisted. We're gonna let him get his core cut out, and then we will keep trucking along. So basically, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna tie a crown knot into a Turk's head knot. And you don't want this first knot to be super tight. The reason why is we're gonna braid this rope together and wrap it around the main strand of rope here in order to make the horn knot. So what's gonna have to happen is as you wrap around, all these strands are gonna run back through that Turk's head knot. And if you make it too tight, it's a real pain in the butt to get it through there. So this first one, we want it to be pretty, we want it to look good, but we do not want it to be super tight yet. What happened?
Oh, he got a little short.
Oh.
Give him catch up.
Yeah, we don't want to be short. You'd be cussing the whole time. Waylon, how's yours coming? You got it going your way? You need some more tape?
Some tape, Bubba. Yes, sir. Yeah, rabbit.
Okay. Again, this is not a hard knot to tie, but there are several steps. There's a lot of steps, and if you know where the strands need to go, it's not that bad. But if you get crossed up, it can get a little wild on you. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as y'all can see, Tim's got his fanned out. We want to make sure that we're keeping our strands rolled into themselves. And if you watch, so this is rolling in, right, to where it's tightening. If I roll it the other way, that poly strand will flare out. Each rope that you tie this with, it will do that. So here we go. I'm gonna start with this strand in my right hand. I'm gonna go over the strand next to it, right? And then I'm gonna grab it and hold it there. The strand that I went over is gonna go over that one and the next one to the left, right? So then we're gonna be looking like this. The next one's gonna do the same thing, over the strand that went over it and the next one. And then the last one is gonna go over that strand and through the original hole. And it's gonna end up looking like a flower, kind of like this. So drop that one. So this is gonna go over that one. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
And then this one goes through that hole. And you're gonna end up with a flower. Now what we wanna do is go on and tighten that down a bit.
This one goes through the hole?
Yep, the last one goes through the hole. So we're gonna tighten all those down some. And this is called a crown knot. And guys, this video will be on YouTube, so it's live on YouTube right now, but it'll upload to YouTube as well, so y'all can go back and watch it if you need it. And that's what you're gonna end up with for the crown knot. Cool?
Is that what that looks like?
Let me see it. No, you didn't do nothing. What you got going on here? Okay, so again, let's start with the left, go over. Yep. Stand by, let's troubleshoot for a second. Okay, now this one's gonna go over this one, like that. And then this one goes over that one and through the hole. And then you're gonna, no, don't, you're gonna pull them down to the strands, right, like this. So you're gonna pull it down to the rope because you want all these laying down like this. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, try it again. So Justin, a little tip here for you and everybody watching. All right. So, no, you're just pulling it the wrong way.
Oh, all right.
See, that's it. So I would hold it here, right? Fan them all out like this. All right, keeping them tight as you can keep them. And then I would start here, right? So it would be right to left. This one goes over the top here, and you can grab it down here, right? And then this one's gonna go over the top of the one that went over it and through the hole. Does that make sense? If you're holding it all up here, it gets all weird. But if you keep your base, it just like when you're tying the Matthew Walker knot. You know how you hold the Matthew Walker knot like this? I would do the same thing here. So try again.
How tight do we want it?
That's good. That's good. So what you guys are gonna wanna have for this, it's gonna make it way easier. And I know you guys watching at home probably aren't gonna have a million of these to tie, but this job is almost impossible without a set of these little pliers. Shameless plug, I have them on my TikTok shop. It's honestly the best set I've found. I looked for these at Home Depot, Bass Pro Shops, and I couldn't find any. But it's the 6-inch. You don't want them 11 inchers, them giant ones, they're too much. But the 6-inch pliers with the curved needle nose. All the other pliers we have in here really suck to tie this knot with. So if you have the proper tools, that really helps. But all the tools I use in the rope shop are on my TikTok shop if you go there. And then we get paid a little bit if you buy them from us. So anyways, these pliers are the way. You're gonna see why in just a minute. Okay, that's perfect. That's great, right? I love that for you. It's good stuff. Okay, yeah.
Can you say hey to Karen? She's subscribed.
Hey, Karen. Thanks for subscribing. Karen? Literally? Karen, I am so sorry that you got named Karen before all that happened. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough for those people who that made that name the bad name. I apologize. I am sure that you are not a Karen in the real world. Okay, so now that we're here, we want all our strands going down, right? What's gonna have to happen is as we tie the knot, all the strands are gonna end up popping out the top of this knot. Does that make sense? And it's very important that you know where the strands are gonna go. That's how you get all screwed up with this thing. It's no different than the Matthew Walker knot. Like as that thing comes around, you gotta know where the next strand goes to get it to button up right. Does that make sense? So again, I'm gonna start with the one closest to my right hand, and I'm gonna go underneath the next strand, so around this way, counterclockwise, and then it needs to come up through the X, the next X. So, yep, see this X here? That's where yours is gonna go, that's perfect. Let me see yours, Tim. So you're gonna go under that strand and up through that X. Now what you wanna do is take your pliers and reach through that X, like this, and then pull it through the top. And I'll show the camera real quick and then we'll see where we end up. Okay, so again, I'm gonna start with the strand in my right hand. I'm gonna go underneath the next one, counterclockwise around, and then I want it to run up through this X right here. Can you see that, Madison? Right? So it needs to go up through the bottom of the knot. You grab your tape and kind of wiggle it through there. And again, I cannot stress this enough. You might make the mistake, you might not. Do not tighten this thing up yet. It will be a nightmare for you, right? And so by the end of this, we want all the strands coming out through the top of the knot. This is where our braid is gonna come from to wrap around the rope, okay? Is this where we're at, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tim, so you see how you're on, so let's show this. All right, if y'all can see, Tim has come up through one part of the X. Okay, so this is my X. So Tim's rope would have to come, right? So it would go under here, and Tim, yours was up through one side of the X. It needs to go through underneath both of the X's. You see that? Straight in the middle. It's got to come up right through the middle of the rope. See what I'm saying? Okay, so now we're going to repeat this process until we get to the last strand. So y'all repeat it until we get to the last strand. So again, I'm gonna go here underneath the next one. So this is the next one. I'm gonna find my next X, which is right there. I'm gonna fish my pliers through there, pinch them open with my hand, and slide that through, okay? So there we go, now I got two of them. The last one, same thing. So we're gonna take this strand underneath the next one. This is our X here, right? So I'm gonna fish my pliers through the back, pop them open, fish that bad boy through there. And we're gonna have three of them. Now this last one is not tricky. We're not gonna call it tricky, but there is an extra little step, okay? So you wanna pull it on down, Tim, like this, to where it's out of the way, but it's not just sucked down tight. Does that make sense? There you go. Yep. Good. So you got this one hanging out back here. We're gonna get that tighter. We're gonna get this one tighter. Okay, and then this is your last one here. Okay, I see where it's supposed to go. All right, we're good. Let me see yours.
Only went 2 through that.
Okay, so can you tell me what happened wrong there? So this one's right, this one's wrong. Right?
Wrong X.
Yep. Well, you went through half of the X. Right? So if we can show the camera too. So this strand is correct, okay? This strand came out halfway through. So what we're gonna do, Justin, is we're gonna fish this one back out of here. Now Justin is our classic gonna get it super tight on the jump. Like, that's real tight what you got already. So here we go. We're here. Make sure we got everything where it needs to go. We have gotten crossed up somewhere. So let's go. Yeah, that's right. You made the same mistake Tim did. It's okay. I got it now. All right, so let's get back to where we were. Okay, so what we need here is you have to go through the center of the knot, right? If you don't go through the center of the knot, once you get to where you're going, it's all gonna be crossed up. So we're gonna get back to our crown knot starting point. And that's the thing about troubleshooting these knots is once they get all tangled up, it's kind of hard to see what's happening. But I think we just went through the wrong spot. So right here, I'm gonna start with this one, right? We're gonna go under here. All right, you show me the X. Yes. So the pliers would go straight through the top of the knot underneath that X. You see that? So we're there, and it comes through
Okay, I went on that
like
side
that.
of it.
Yes, yeah, I think you came through like right here,
Right.
yes. So this next one is gonna go under this one.
And through them two.
Yep, that's right. So we're gonna fish here, and we're gonna go here. And basically, guys, what I'm doing is getting Justin to the spot where we are in the knot. That way, I can show him what I'm about to show you. So this last one, there's no strand to go under that's hanging out, right? But it still has to go underneath this strand. So our last X is this X. Makes sense? That's our X. But it has to go under this strand too. So on this last one, on both times you'll tie this knot, you're gonna fish through the X and underneath that strand. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is where, if it's too tight, it could be a problem, right? So there we are.
All right.
That make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On my way from that.
All right, so what you're looking at is you don't have a strand hanging out. So, over there. Okay. I think this is your last strand. So Tim went one step ahead here. That's okay. So I can't really see. It's got to go right there. So now we got to find the X that needs to go in. So here's the X, right? And you went up through this, right? But it has to go through the X and underneath the next strand. So it would have to go right there, right? Because it's got to go underneath this one. So we pop our pliers open and go there. That might be right. Let me look at it. Everything. See, and once you get it tied up, see that's. And once we go to the next step, it's very challenging to do if these aren't in the right spot. So, like that right there is supposed to go. See, it needs to be underneath. That might have actually been your last one. It has to go through this X and underneath there. Right? Maybe. Okay, that looks kind of right, maybe. But where is that coming from? Tim, what in the hell have you done? I don't know either. Like,
He just invented something new.
no, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, fellas. We just want to do it exactly how we're talking about. The key is knowing where they go. That's the key. So once we know where they go, it's easy. But if you get crossed up on the way there, it becomes hard to see like what's happening. So our crown knot was right, because there's our crown knot. Right? So we're there. All right, Tim, so here we go. We're gonna go, I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna go underneath and through the X. Right out the middle, right? Then we're gonna go underneath and through the X. Right there. We're gonna go underneath this one and through that last X. You see it? You can see that third one really good. Now through there. All right, and so the part that we're on is this last one. You see the X?
And it goes
Under that, correct. Yep. And the neater we keep it as we go, the easier it is to see. And then the cottons are also they're a lot easier because they're all different strands. Like you can see what's what because they're all different colors. Okay? That is called a Turk's head knot. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're going to tighten it up just to flick. Oh, I gotta do mine. Okay, here we go. So there's my X, right? And it needs to go under this strand as well. So it has to go up through there. So let me get my handy dandy pliers. So we're gonna go through the X and under that strand, it's gonna pop out. We're gonna grab it, and that's where we're gonna go. So while I do not want this to be super tight, I also don't want it to look like crap, okay? So, and this is personal preference. We sell ropes for a living. If you don't care what yours looks like, well then neither do I. So, but this is how you're gonna make it pretty. So fellas, these strands here at the bottom that are running around the bottom of your knot, so it'd be this one, this one, this one, right? That's how you're gonna tighten it a little. And because the whole knot is going counterclockwise, we're gonna grab that strand on the left-hand side with our pliers, left-hand side of the knot, and we're gonna roll it out and to the right a little. And then you find the corresponding strand up here, just suck it in a little tighter. And when I say a little tighter, I literally mean a little tighter. So then we'll just go to the next one that's popped out. We're gonna pull it a little, find the strand that is with it, tighten it up, so on and so forth until you have that knot looking prettier. All right, so we got one left. And again, the cottons are challenging because it will get so tight that you can't do nothing with it. Let me see. Yeah, what's wrong with that? So see how that one's kind of popped out? You just got to find which one up here pulls it tighter. See that?
Okay.
Yeah, so same thing there. So pull on that left side, and then we'll pull it with your pliers first. There you go. There you go. Now find the one up here that'll button her up a little. Okay. This ought to be funny. So neither of these guys are probably going to know how to do this. This is always like teaching somebody to pat their head and rub their belly. All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Tim, that looks good. Once again, do not over tighten. That's what I should have named this video. All right, so 4 strands, 3 strands, 5 strands, all the braids are pretty much going to be the same. So I want you to split them up evenly. So Justin, you're going to have, you want it pointing at you. You're going to have 2 in one hand, 1 in the other, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tim, you're going to have 2 and 2. We're going to take the top strand. Yours is going to be the top strand from the 2 side. obviously, because it's the only one that has a top strand. And you're gonna send that thing to the middle. So now, I'm gonna send the top strand to the middle, right? The top strand to the middle, the top strand to the middle. And you just keep doing that process until you have about 2 inches of braid. And make sure that, you know, every other to the middle, you pull it kind of tight, you know? And you keep alternating between the two. So we would have a version of this for a 3-strand, a 4-strand, and a 5-strand, and all it is a braid. We're just braiding. A flat braid. You want it to be flat so that it lays on the rope nice. And you want to make sure that when you pull the knot down tight, right, that there's going to be enough room through here for this rope to run through it, okay? So you don't need a ton. About 2 inches will get her done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tape our... Tim, what are you doing, son? What happened here?
I'm trying to follow you and got lost.
Okay, go. All right, hang on. Let me tape mine so I ain't got to do mine again. So we want to go to the middle. So you're going to cross hands. So then, for everybody at home, we're going to tape right here so that our braid doesn't come unbraided. And I do that every time. Okay, so we're going to go. That's fine. Let's look at, so this one goes over? Yeah, you just keep going. Just like braiding hair. All right, so we're going to go, not the same time. So you have to pick a hand. So watch my hand. So I'm going to take this one to the third, right? Then I'm going to cross this one over the top, right? And it's always going to cross from the top to the bottom. So now my right hand's turn to the bottom. Left hand's turn to the bottom. Right hand's turn to the bottom. That makes sense? Crossing over the middle. The first 3 crossovers on a 4 and a 5-strand are going to look weird, but as long as you go from the top to the bottom, from the top strand, it'll sort itself out. Just keep, whoop, 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 whoop. Just keep going. Any questions? That's great. Yeah, that's good. So my 2 inches would end up here. And so what you don't want, Justin, the reason why that's important is when we wrap it, right, and pull it down tight, you want it to be tight around this, but not so tight that it won't slide.
I got you.
Right?
Yes,
There you go.
I got to pick a hand, so let's see. These are my top strands.
Mm-hmm.
So if I come around this one,
No.
no,
No. Okay, so we're going to hold it here. You want to start with your left hand?
yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go left hand, top to bottom. Right hand, top to bottom. Left hand, top to bottom. Right hand, top to bottom. Left hand, top to bottom. Right hand, top to bottom. That makes sense? No? Clear as mud, baby. Any questions?
No.
Anybody want to hear a story?
Go ahead.
Questions,
story?
concerns, comments? A new story? I did almost throw up at the fair last night.
Yeah, we could tell.
It was not good.
You're struggling.
The fair is not for old people.
I'm going to get 2 strands
You're
for
not
some
old.
reason, all right? This is my top strand, this is my top strand.
Yep.
Top to bottom.
It's got to go to this hand. So it's going to go there. Keep holding this. Don't let go of it. So then you're going to go here to here. Now this one to here. To the bottom. Like that. See what I'm saying? So now this hand is going to go to there. Yes. Yeah, you feel that? And then that one to the bottom. But you can keep them spread out so they don't get all mixed up, right? There you go, let me see. So we're gonna go. So now that we're here, right, we got it started. I'm gonna stay kind of back off of it. This one's gonna go here to here, here to here, here to here. That makes sense? No?
No, 'cause
The 3 strands are the easiest to braid. The 4 strands can be the most confusing. But right now, for the sake of the video, we'll push. So that one got mixed up there. There we go. We don't want this, again, we don't want this too long. And that's probably good there.
We got tape it.
Huh?
Tape it.
Yes. You tape it so that when we do the next step, it doesn't come unbraided, because it will. Okay, so now we have our braid. We want to make sure it's the right size and all. And pretty much what we're going to do from here is this rope is going to wrap around. We're going to make us a coil, and it's going to look like this. Right? Yep. You want the knot under the rope. Yeah, there you go. The knot under the rope. So just this part is going to wrap around the rope. So it's going to be here.
I got you.
See what I mean? Okay, so now we want to kind of fan our strands out a little bit, like this. And we want to find the X and the strand on the Turk's head knot here. So the one that's going to end up being like the middle. So for mine, it's going to be this one. So I'm going to go underneath that strand and underneath that X like that, fellas. So that's what you're looking for, the one that's going to be the center, and then you want to match it up. You want to match it up with the center strand on the rope, on your braid. So for you, it'd be this one. So you're going to go underneath this strand.
And under those two.
Yep. And then from there, we're going to pry our pliers open, right? And we're going to take that middle strand, come here, Bill, dadgummit, and stick them in our pliers, and we want to go through that X and underneath that strand.
Closest to you, so this one.
If you flatten yours out, it's going to be probably this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around to every X and every strand, and we're going to pull the corresponding strand through. That's what we're going to do. So this is the start of that. You don't want to pull it super tight yet. And you kind of want these to stay organized. So like my next one, if you're looking at this rope, right, this is going to be my next one to the right, my next one to the left, and this one's going to come all the way to the back. So I'll do my next one to the right. We're going to go through the X and under the strand like this. I'm going to pop it open. We're going to fish that thing through there. Again, I'm not going to tighten yet. That's going to come once I get it where it's going. So your next one is going to be this one here. And it's going to go through right there. See, that's your under strand, there's your X.
That's in the middle, left or right?
Let me see. Okay, so this one is going to go to the right. So it's going to be,
Start with the right side.
yep. You don't have to, you can start wherever you want, but
We have a comment. Somebody said, in the words of Sir N. Tyson, take your dallies like a man.
I agree. But I'm also trying to sell ropes. So you're probably not ever going to catch me tying off, but I can tie a horn knot. So anyways, next one here. There's my X, there's my strand. I'm going to fish up through, right? This is my corresponding strand. Ian Tyson is a cowboy singer, Madison.
Okay.
And I'm sure that is in a song somewhere.
This will be my next fan, right?
Yep.
That's gonna be the
Yep.
last.
Yep. That's beautiful. And then my last one here, X strand. This should get a little tighter as you go. Obviously, we're adding rope to the knot, so it's going to get if you got it super tight, right here's where it's going to get sticky for you. As we can see, Justin is over there hating his life because he don't listen to directions. Yeah. Them feel like, here, try my pliers.
Yeah, those ain't working.
Here we go. Shameless plug, TikTok shop. The orange pliers are the way.
Oh, see, that's
Uh-huh,
perfect.
yeah. See, those are a little girthy. You need to,
I think we need to order some of those.
yeah, now try to pry it open. So let's watch Justin. Are we watching
Yeah,
Justin?
we're watching this.
Put everything you got into it. Don't throw up.
Oh, I ain't gonna throw
Yeah.
it.
So again, this is why we don't tighten it up too much. Wisdom is the wise application of failure. Justin, next time.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now your pliers are breaking on
You need me to put a little MAN on that thing?
Yes.
Are you
Break-
serious?
Break your pliers, man.
You're not gonna break my pliers. Okay, so here's the trick if you find yourself in this spot and Justin's knot is as tight as freaking you ever wanted it to be. This is gonna be pretty challenging,
Pre-warned us
honestly.
beforehand that it was gonna be tight.
Yeah.
With his bracelet, all gas, no
A little
brakes.
tense.
Oh my gosh.
Intense.
Okay, so we're gonna go through here, under here, right? Something you can do with these pliers to help yourself is go through the top, which this is not. You can go through the top and kind of push the pliers all the way in and use it like an awl. You know what an awl is?
Not really.
An awl is like a cone-shaped metal punch that will open a hole up if you push it in further.
Ice pick.
Yeah. So there we go. We go in through the top, and then we'll come through the bottom and do the same. Like push it to the base of the plier to kind of open that thing up, and then when you slide your pliers down, right, to just the tip in there, you can get it open enough to try to get that thing through there. This is where your tape job on the end of your rope becomes, or the end of your strand becomes pretty important, because
Yeah, I was questioning
like
my
Justin's
tape job at the beginning.
Justin's is taped well, right? But he didn't make it like a needle. Does that make sense? So like, see that? It's okay. Justin, it stinks to be the guy that everybody gets to learn from, but they'll appreciate you, buddy.
I understand.
They'll be your favorite.
Practice
You'll
makes
be their
perfect.
favorite.
That's right.
So we're gonna try, we might have to retape that one, but we're gonna try again. It's just blunt nosed, right? And that's the 3 strands have a pretty big strand on them. So I'm gonna get it in there as deep as I can get it, get a good bite of it, and then try to wiggle it without it coming undone. There we go. All right, so this last one is gonna be a real pill. It's gonna suck. So let's try it. Same technique, we'll go through the top first and try to get it stretched out a little. But poly don't stretch much. The cottons will stretch, but the poly ain't gonna wanna.
I just tighten it down too tight.
100%. All right, so we're gonna start with the top here. See if we can get that broke loose any. So again, we're just using the girth of the pliers to like get that knot to open up. And a lot of you that try to tie this at home will run into this trouble. This is classic perfectionist behavior. You're like, hey, that knot kind of looks like crap. It doesn't matter that it looks like crap. Trust me. It's gonna get hidden with the rest of the knot. Okay. So this might not work out for me, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Maybe. Doesn't feel like it's moving very much, but it is. So if you can get it pried open and kind of maybe, come on, big girl. Get in there. So, another thing, for all of you watching who don't know our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that's how I find patience with people who don't follow directions.
Karen from earlier asked a question.
Karen, what you got? Say my name, please.
No, the last one, very bottom.
Have you ever used small hemostats to run the strands back through the knot? No, that's a good idea though. I'm fresh out of hemostats, but that's a good idea. It's a tool that like doctors use, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Look it up.
Ours already
They'll
on.
be
Yeah.
like these with a locking mechanism. In
Yeah, like a
I got a couple pair at home. I use them.
they might call them clamps. Damn it, dude.
Oh, okay. There's like medical scissors kind of.
Yeah. That's genius.
Karen, is that what you were talking about?
Karen, that's the lick there. Madison, order some hemostats for Justin and his tight horn knots.
Okay.
But see, once you go up through there with them, they're locked.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a couple weeks, gonna be this tense.
Oh, look, these would probably get. These are super long.
You didn't think what?
Give me a couple weeks, I won't be this tense.
Yeah, those will be sweet.
And they'll have a curve to them just like those.
Mm-hmm.
Stressed out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at this point, there's a good chance you're going to end up cutting your knot off here, because you can keep working at it because I'm the man, but I promise you that's going to be really frustrating for you. Okay. Don't make it too tight.
Yes, sir.
Don't make it too tight. Let's
Good job, boss.
let me fix my pliers here. Don't need any of this stabbing me in the freaking hand. No, it's fine. Okay. Christ in and through me, loving people who
How long
know
do you think
listen.
we've been on live?
It's 10 minutes, 25 minutes. How long?
41 minutes. 30
Holy
seconds.
jeez, Manetti, I got to get my kid from school. Okay, here we go. Now we're
Oh,
gonna
he gets out early, dude.
now we're gonna pull the tape off, right? And this is where, from now on, from this point on, we want to make her tight. This is when it starts getting pretty. So from here, I'm gonna pull each strand nice and slow. Nice and slow, Justin. Because if you don't, it'll throw a kink in one of these and it'll get wild and you don't want it. So just nice and easy. Make sure the rope's coming through the knot straight. And then pull it down and get it tight. And again, you want this to be pretty. You want it to slide freely. You don't want it to be all loose. But if you make it too tight, you won't be able to get it off your horn. One at a time, nice and slow. What's a synonym to slow? So I can tell Justin.
Holy Spirit, on you, in you, out of you.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's the only way to love Justin, I promise you that.
Thank you, boss.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate that.
Hey, you bet. You can thank
We love
Jesus.
Justin.
You just thank Jesus.
I love all y'all.
All right, here we go, boys. That's nice. Okay, so the polys, the prettiest braid you're gonna get is gonna come from the cottons. The polys are tough sometimes. All right, let me see where you're at. Okay, so Tim, we might have made your braid a little long, and it's kind of sideways. You see that? So next time we just want to try to flatten that out. Let me see. Here.
Good trip, boss.
Okay. That'll work for now. Let me see. Look at here. Beautiful. Okay.
Look at there, Justin.
All that negativity.
Good job. Oh, it's not
Thanks, boss.
negativity. That's coaching and teaching. All right, here we go. So we're going to take it now and we're going to fold it back down like this to where it's opened up and looking at us. And what we want to do is the exact same thing we already did. You want to tie a crown to a Turk's head. Same knot. So we're going to go over, 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 and then over and through the hole. And then we're going to pull that all down nice and pretty.
That's right.
I don't even know what I'm looking at there, Bill. Okay, so start over and let me watch you do it. Again, do we remember we want to hold the rope down here, right? So fold it out. There you go. Yes. Yeah. No. No. So the first move was good. So we're here, here, and then this one goes through that hole.
Oh, I got you.
The last one goes through the
I
hole.
got
Yep,
That
that's
hole.
what we were waiting on. Did y'all hear that? Oh, that was it. That's what I was
All
hunting.
just clicked.
And it unclicked just that fast. We're unclicked again.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so this one just
I got you.
goes over both. There. No. Don't move this one. There.
And then there.
Oh,
No, Bill. Look, watch. Okay, we're gonna go here,
Uh-huh.
this one,
Uh-huh.
here, over both. This one, through the hole.
On the back side of it.
Yes. But more importantly, like, you just move this one, and then once you've moved this one, just hold it. And then you move the next one. And then you move the last one. That make sense?
Okay.
No. It's okay if it doesn't. Again. 40 minutes?
45 now.
God,
Or 46.
God almighty.
11:02.
There we go. All right.
You got them all folded over right?
Yes, that's perfect. Now just tighten them down. Yes. Yes, Justin.
Yes, sir.
Video that so he can watch it on YouTube later.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I love it. All right. So now you're going to pull it down tight, and it's going to look like this. And you want these strands, again, just like in the beginning, pointing down, correct?
I wish we had the Patriot. That'd be easier for them to learn on.
Yes, agreed. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing, fellas. So we're going to go underneath the strand, next to it, and up through the X. In this one, I'm not going to tighten it up quite yet, but at the end, I'm going to crank on this side because we don't have to put anything through it. Okay? Underneath this one, that X.
So over this one and up through there.
Yep. Okay. This one here. And again, if you got this on the first go and it looked good, it's the same thing. Okay, and then right. So this last one, again, we're going to go through this X and under that strand. Boop. And now we're going to use the same technique we used last time to get her tightened. So there's a strand, there's a strand, there's a strand. And as you'll see, when I grab this one and pull on it from the left-hand side, it's going to pop it out to where I can see it good. I'm going to pull it down tight, and it'll pop the next one out. You can see the next one really good. All right. There's my next one. Get those pliers under there. Twist it out to the left. Pull that down tight, and then we'll have one to go, which is that one. That is a custom tie horn knot.
Now y'all can see why we charge $35.
Yeah, no joke. So from here for a poly, I'm just going to kind of cut it down to the knot. And then I'm going to melt. What are you laughing at?
You're good there. I'm sorry.
You good?
Your lighter.
I don't know.
Huh?
Good morning, my Alaska.
What's up?
Stopped in for a few minutes.
Okay, so now tighten it up.
I'm excited. So that's all got done.
So I'm just going to melt these down. Make sure you don't melt like the actual strand. And then I'll take my scissors and just kind of mash the melted poly into itself. Around that knot, trim it up if I need to. Oh, good job. Yummy. And that is how you tie a custom horn knot. Let me see.
Oh, got this one?
Okay. Anybody in the comments, what did I say to do to tighten it? You remember?
Oh, it's too tight.
Yeah. No. You remember how? No? Okay.
Bottom strand.
Remember, you take the bottom strand and turn it around, right? Because that way you're always pulling the knots together. So if you just go to pulling on it, right, all that's going to do is separate your two knots, right? And so now we're tight, so it's probably there, but it's okay. This strand right here, the way I would tighten that strand is I would grab it and like crank it around, right? And see how loose it is now, right? And then I would find the strand up here that corresponds with it and pull it down tighter. But if you just go to pulling on it, just like the Matthew Walker knot, you know, you just go to pulling on it and it slides it right up the rope. Same thing applies here. So, but again, this video will be on, and you can watch it a million times.
I'm going to.
Tim, I don't even want to look at what you got going on back here, Tim. Okay, let's see.
I think I messed up an X.
There's a lot going on
Grab
here.
the extra strand and double extra.
Yes. So sometimes we call it relicking a calf. You just got to start over a little bit. All right, so now we're to our crown knot. We're here, right? So it's simply going to be under this one through this X. All right, be right there. Under this one and through the next X.
This is on YouTube or TikTok?
It'll be on YouTube. It'll literally be titled "Teaching the 310 Team How to Tie Horn Knots." Under the next one, through the X, and then the last one is going to go through the X and under that strand. See that strand? Through there. Open her up. So now, Justin, watch this. Now we're there, right? So now I need to get all these tight. So I'm going to tighten this one. I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to find the one it's connected to. Tighten it up. Okay? Same thing here. Pull it out. Tighten it. This second to last one. Pull it out. Tighten it. And the last one. Pull it out. Tighten it. And that's her.
Tight as you start with the top one and work your way back down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very well. We're going to keep working on it. But now we have a video to reference, and so do you. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining the live. If you want to see more videos like this, comment below. Shoot us a message or whatever. If you want to see the tools that I use when I tie ropes, you can go to my TikTok shop. Just go to 310 Dalton Darnell at TikTok, and it's all in the showcase. Check it out. As always, guys, 310ranchlife.com for all your rope needs. We'll see you in the next